Well, hello again. Here it is, Tom at Buxton Auto, standing outside in the rain to say, look over my shoulder. You see what's missing? It's our Trailblazer, 2002 Trailblazer. Sold it this morning, and we're going to go inside, sit in the office, and talk about how much we made on this car and all that fun stuff. I promised you I'd do it. Now that the car is sold, I'll get the video made, and we'll get to it. Man, sorry for the lighting on this one. It is hot as balls and bright and sunny here in Texas today, but with all the rain we've had, I'll take it. So here's a little update to this Trailblazer behind me. You probably saw the video I made about how the damn thing had no oil pressure and we were just going to dump it as is. And yeah, so some things have changed, luckily. So Jeff, my mechanic, can sometimes be a little bit of a Debbie Downer. And I asked him what the chances were it was just a bad oil pressure switch. His answer was, well, slim to none. So we went ahead and put us an oil pressure switch in. And guess what? The oil pressure didn't go down anymore. So winner, winner. $15 later, we're in business. So I drove it to meet a buddy for lunch. And on the way back, it started getting hot. Like, are you effing kidding me? Well, we popped the hood, and I didn't realize when I previewed the car at the auction that somebody had JB welded the radiator. So we put in a radiator, and we drove it around the block, and it started getting hot. That's weird. Doesn't overheat, but it gets warm. So we put in a thermostat, and guess what? That fixed it. So I am glad to say that our Trailblazer that I thought was going to be a pooch screwer ended up being okay. I went and got the emissions inspection today. The car passed. I got it up on the website. You know, won't run this video till after the car sells, but I paid $15.75 for it. I think the radiator was $1.50. The oil pressure switch was like $30. What is that? The thermostat was like $50. It was one of those, it's the housing with the thermostat. It's not just like a $7 thermostat. And of course the state inspection was $25.50. So I have the car listed on the website now for $27.50. I mean, yeah, there are some more things you could do to it if you wanted to, but it's a running, driving SUV. It's got a pretty straight body. It's got leather seats. The air blows nice and cold. It runs down the road and it'll get you to work and back. So I think it's a pretty decent bargain. So that is the quick update on the Trailblazer. And once it actually sells, we'll run through what we got for it and let you know. Thanks for watching, guys. Be back as soon as it sells. Take care.
All right, so like many other cars that I sell, sometimes I buy these that I think are going to be winners. Sometimes I think I'm going to be losers. And half the time I'm right, half the time I'm wrong. So when I bought this Trailblazer, it had a code for an evap, and the air blew mediocre cold. And, it had leather seats and things like that, or the trim panels that are always broken were broken, but the body was straight, the leather was good, the headliner wasn't hanging. I thought it would be a good little pickup for us. So I bought it at our local auction here in Rockwall, Texas. With the fees on it, I paid $1,575, and I drove it home, or drove it to the shop. And then you might have seen my previous video how I really thought it was going to be a pooch screwer. We had trouble with oil pressure. We had trouble with overheating. Just a plethora of frustrations. Well, the first thing we did was charge the AC. We charged the AC. We took it for the long test drive. Then we saw the low oil pressure. So I asked my mechanic, Jeff, to put an oil pressure sensor in it, which he was sure wasn't going to work, but I will be damned, it worked. And that sensor was a whole $40 off of Amazon. So we put the sensor in it, we drove it to meet my buddy for lunch. On the way back, it started overheating. I'm thinking, are you kidding me? So we ended up putting a radiator in for another $150. Then Jeff drove it again, and it was not overheating, but the temperature gauge was more than halfway up. So we ended up putting in a thermostat Fun thing about these, I don't know if you've ever sold one of these Trailblazers or owned one before, but it's not the $6 thermostat you stick in there. It's actually part of a housing, and they're a little bit more money. I think it was $25, $30. So we had to do that. And then I started driving the car back and forth to work. I do try to drive most of these cars just because I don't want to sell somebody a car that I know is going to blow up tomorrow. I want to have some sort of history of it. Does the battery die overnight? Does it overheat if you drive it more than 5 miles? Does the air stay blowing cold? Because believe it or not, I mean, I joke about being a sleazy used car dealer. Really, I'm trying to do the right thing by folks. So that being said, the light stayed out. I drove it. I got it the emissions inspection, and it passed. So if you add all those up, this will be on my right side. On my right side, you can see the printout from my dealer management software that shows exactly what I spent on this Trailblazer. And that was $241 in aftermarket or after the auction repairs. $241 I put into it to be able to put it up for sale. Then I drove it through the car wash. I put it on Marketplace, put it on Craigslist, put it on my website. And it took just under a week to sell. Now, what you want to see is, well, how much did it sell for, Tom? And how much did you make? Let's take a look.
Hey everybody, this is Tom. If you're still watching my video, that means you're watching this plug. And what I want to ask for in this plug is for you to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I recently looked at my Facebook data and I found out that only 5% of the people that watch my videos are actually subscribed to my channel. I know part of it is because some of the stuff I do is very specific information. How do you sign your title? How do you get a copy of your title? What do the different title colors mean? And that's something that you probably go to YouTube because of a Google search. You find that information, you get your question answered, and you're done. And that's one of the reasons I've started including some behind the scenes from my car dealership into my channel. So if it's content that you think you like, that you might like, that you know someone that would like, or you just constantly are having questions, maybe you're buying and selling cars on your own at home in your garage, maybe you're thinking of opening a dealership, a subscribe to my channel and a like would go so far. I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching.
So I guess I could have asked more money for this Trailblazer. Probably should have. I could have gone for $1,500 down against $39.95 on a buy here, pay here. But I just sort of figured, well, it's an all right car. I've kind of creeped into where maybe I'm going to have too much in it to put down on a note. Generally, the maximum I'm able to do really on a buy here, pay here is $1,500 down, and I knew I was past that already. So anyway, now if you will look to your right, if you'll look to your right, I put it up on the screen. This is the printout from the dealer management software. So the car sold for the $2,750 plus tax, title, and license that I was asking. They didn't even haggle. They were happy to get it. They've been looking for a while. It was a quick and easy transaction for everybody. So all the money in with tax, title, and license was $31.64. The cost of the vehicle with the repairs was $1,826. Then we had $138 in title fee. What that is that's the $33 for a Texas title and the registration fee. We have dealer inventory tax of $4.69, and sales tax, which is the 6.25% tax that we pay to register our vehicles in Texas. So if you come down to the bottom, current cash position is $1,023.74. So that is technically, I guess, what we are making on this vehicle. So because I didn't have high hopes when I bought this vehicle after we initially got it back to the shop, and because we didn't sell it for $4,000, I did things a little bit different than I normally do. Generally, when I buy a car for my car lot and we fix it, I also own an automotive shop. So we'll fix it, but at a deeply, deeply discounted rate. Basically, we put a little bit on the parts markup, and then I charge labor just slightly over what my guy makes per hour flag. So it doesn't really make the shop a lot of money, but what it does is it documents where his hours are, and then the shop doesn't have a horrible P&L because it has parts on there for free, and the car lot doesn't have these crazy killer margins that don't represent reality. So in all honesty, we probably would have had 4 or 5 hours in the job had we charged for those hours, and that would have been at $60 an hour. So, 5 times 60 is $300. That would have cut our net profit down to $723. So the thing to remember is, wow, you made $723. Okay, well, let me just tell you that sucks. On average, I make about 15. A lot of my cars sell for $1,000 profit, including doing the thing with the labor. But, that average is brought up by some of these home runs that we find doing the bonded title thing, or buying cars from individuals that it needs a big repair, and we're able to do that in our shop. So yeah, we made 1,023. Bear in mind, that's my net profit on that vehicle. So at the end of the month, we're still going to have to add up what we paid in, what we made for all the vehicles we sold, and we're going to have some income tax money we're going to need to set aside. And it is what it is. But anyway, just wanted to show everybody, the dealer auction is not the be-all end-all. In this case, I got a fair deal. I probably should have maybe taken a little more time, done a little bit more to the car, and raised the price. But I also knew that a vehicle that runs, drives, stops, doesn't have a check engine light, and has an air conditioner in Texas for under $3,000 is going to go quick. And honestly, if I'd have had 5 of these things, I could have had them all sold just like that. That's what would have happened. So there's a little bit of entertainment for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up. We really are trying to put an effort into our YouTube channel to grow it and maybe make a little bit of money from it. It's funny, I get calls all the time. I bet you every day somebody calls with a question about something they saw on YouTube, which is fine, but then likewise I also would like to get paid. I'm amazed how much time it takes to do these videos. And so if you could give me a like, a subscribe, leave me a comment that you like the information I'm giving, or what you might want to see that's car related as well, or you can just tell me I'm a big fat bald bastard, because really, even if you're saying something mean to me, it helps my algorithm. So whatever works. Anyway, that's it, guys. Really appreciate y'all watching. Thank you much. We'll have a new video out soon. Have a great day.